Today's Wednesday, March 30th, 2016, and guess what? You're tuned into another edition of the Elevator Radio Show. Hey, everybody, got a good show for you today, so stay tuned. Here it comes.
You're tuned in to the Elevator Radio Show, a weekly program dedicated to covering news and information on elevators, escalators, and moving walkways. Produced in the wee hours of the morning, a new show is uploaded every Wednesday, sometimes even before you get out of bed. Listen to some of the comments sent in from our audience.
Rob from New York writes, Tom, are you f***ing insane? You actually get up at 2 a.m. each Wednesday to put this show out? Man, you must love elevators. Tim from Illinois writes, I'm not sure why I listened, but ever since I tuned into the first show back in 2007, I've been addicted. Matt in Texas writes, I like your safety messages, Tom. It's important to remember them each and every day. And he also adds,
when am I going to win the monthly prize pack giveaway?
Ron from California sent this in. Despite your inability to pronounce words in the English language, I tune in each week and am glad that you offer this service to the industry. It's better than Google News alerts. Sarah from Washington writes, love the show, Tom, and look forward to it each week. I'm glad I signed up for the newsletter. You provide a valuable resource for the industry, not only for North America, but worldwide.
Enjoy the show. And now, here's your sleep-deprived host, Tom Sybert.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Good to be here this Wednesday morning where we have our prize pack giveaway to give away to one of you lucky listeners, watchers out there, which is awesome. This is pretty funny. If I should share some of my blooper reels or blooper starts or to the show at some point, it's definitely not PG rated by any means, so you'd have to kind of shelter the kids or cover the kids' ears. Because this morning was one of those programs, one of those starts of the show where literally I was screaming at the top of my lungs, and it was like, are you kidding me? I just couldn't log into the show, and the audio wasn't working. I'm like, come on, what is going on? But here we are, 15, 20 minutes later, after 3 takes of starting the program, we are here. But it was definitely very funny because it would have been definitely a different, interesting way to the show had you turned it on and listened to a bunch of profanity spewing from my mouth, which I'm not a big profanity guy, but occasionally it just feels good, release that tension and whatnot. But hey, it's great to be here this Wednesday morning. If you're tuning in for the very first time, this is the Elevator Radio Show podcast where we bring news and information relating to elevators, escalators, moving walkways, etc., that we find online on the news and bring it to you in a nicely packaged program every Wednesday morning or as many Wednesdays as we can wake up and whatnot, right to your inbox and right to your Facebook page and right to your iTunes box, whatever, so that you can listen to commentary and kind of be up to speed on what's going on. I'm amazed at the number of articles that get posted and reposted immediately online. I mean, when we started the show back in 2005, or 5, I think, literally it was, you didn't have the instant news stuff. It would take quite a while, good week, to get content online, and now it's so instant. I mean, I almost feel like I'm behind bringing these news articles to everyone once a week, but hopefully it kind of cues you in, and if you're not, hopefully also I'm providing some other content that you may not be getting through your Google reader feeds and stuff like that, including industry stuff. So anyway, thank you to everybody who called and everybody who sent emails of encouragement and support. I greatly appreciate those. I wasn't expecting anything, and it's one of those deals where you need hard days out there. You need to have days that knock you down to make you appreciate the good ones, and it just seems like there are more days out there that knock me down and that's totally okay. I can handle it. But as we're trying to fight and do our best each and every day, I've realized that I think I can do 5 things well. And some people say you can do 3 things well. And once you throw that 4th one in, you're just screwed. Or maybe it's 2 things. But I try to figure out how many things to do. And I figured I can do 3 or 4 things pretty good. But that 5th thing just gets all messed up. And so I've had to make some choices in where I'm spending my time, and so one of the things I've kind of just put on the back burner has been my bike riding, and ultimately I'm going to get back to that once I get a little caught up on work and everything else. But I think the hardest part when you look at your life and when you're trying to make room for everything is the guilt that you feel for not being able to contribute to that other item that you've kind of put on the sideline. And that's probably the hardest part that I'm having right now. But anyway, everything's good. Everything's good. But thanks for everybody who called and sent emails. I greatly appreciate that. So got a good show for you today. It was one of those shows that kind of, I read the articles. I'm like, oh man, another one, another bad one, another accident or whatever. It was like, geez. Oh, and what made it even worse was that the majority of the stories that were online had been posted immediately after they had occurred. So I just was like, man, I almost didn't want to read it. Didn't want to see anything more relating to accidents that occurred on the equipment that we love, that we work on, and let's just see what we can do to minimize how many articles are in the news if we can. So anyway. So stay tuned. We'll get into the news content next. As always, send your emails to elevatorradioshow@gmail.com. I am a little late on getting back to most of them. You can send your email to my work email that sometimes gets responded to a lot quicker at tom.sybert@cjanderson.com, or leave a post or comment on the Facebook page. Always encourage you to do that over on Facebook. Just search Elevator Radio Show podcast, I guess, over there. So, okay, we'll get into the news next and have you out of here in no time.
Let this week's news stories give you a lift on what's happening in the vertical transportation arena. Each news segment is organically dug and fresh with news stories of the week. Got lift? If not, stay tuned.
First news article coming from dailynews.com. Article talking about New York City Housing Authority. The title is New Elevator That Killed Elderly Resident Was Busted But Did Nothing About It, and Brake Monitor Was Disabled on Purpose. Department of Investigation report finds. I'm going to let everybody read this on their own. It's one of those deals where this should never have happened. This kind of accident and disabling a brake monitoring circuit is something that is totally less than desirable, obviously. And unfortunately, as the report notes further on, is that there were 80 other elevators after inspecting all of them that had similar issues with disabled brake monitoring contacts. So, yeah, this is not good, obviously. I'm not sure how the New York City Housing Authority maintains their devices, but let everybody read that on their own. And this is a pretty serious accident and obviously situation. And hopefully the steps that they take will prevent it from ever happening again in the future. But as we all know, it's just one of those deals that happens more often than not. So we all have to do our due diligence to ensure that this never happens. Because when you're dealing with a death of somebody and it is your fault for doing something stupid just to get the elevator running, you are going to be found. You are never going to live that down, but ultimately you may be found guilty of involuntary manslaughter. So just please, no matter what, just don't take shortcuts. DailyMail.com in the United Kingdom has a video where they have a 4-year-old girl kind of pinned underneath what looks like the escalator handrail at the bottom. Oh my gosh. This happened in Australia, but the video is like, thank goodness the girl was okay, but it looks as if what happened is she kind of held onto the handrail all the way to the end, all the way underneath it, and then got caught. And honestly, you don't see these kind of accidents happening. You just don't. I mean, at least I don't, and maybe many of you do. But there's actually like a warning sign on the glass side, and this could have been so much worse. Thank goodness it wasn't. And there were a couple of articles or accidents that occurred that made me want to scream. I'm going to give you an example. I was yesterday leaving work. There's a grocery store right behind us, right next to us. I literally watched this woman walk across the street with her 6-year-old daughter following behind her as she's texting on the phone. I almost wanted to say, what in the hell is wrong with you, woman? Because literally she wasn't paying any attention to her daughter, and she continued to cross the street with her little girl behind her. It was a busy enough street where I would be concerned. And then she walked on the sidewalk, and I'm like, the same way. And this little girl's just like following behind her, and I'm like, what is wrong with people when you cannot? And it hit me last night as I was driving. What in the hell is wrong with a parent that is so, glued to their phone that they can't care or watch their child when they're crossing the street? I don't think you deserve to have a child if you can't care for your child or you can't look out for them on that level. So if that's happening just crossing the street, I can't even imagine what it's like to go to the mall. I couldn't believe it. I was like, are you kidding me? Terrifying. We'll get into the next article, actually down in the show notes, but it's frightening. It's frightening. And it's, when you see the article after this one, you're just going to be like, are you? Whoa. Okay, Elevator World Unplugged has a cool retro type article, collection of 4 Hall of Humor, I want to call cartoons. That's what they are. I could not think of it. And this is pretty cool. And it's a nice repost from Bill Sturgeon. And just a great collection of elevator cartoons that I think are awesome. I think they're awesome. So scroll through them, share them if you like, share the post. And it's nice to remember Bill. And he is definitely missed for sure. I'm sure he's looking down at us right now. Maybe he's scratching his head. I don't know. I hope not. Anyway. Okay, next article. I didn't really want to link this up as a lawsuit, but yeah. Anybody surprised at this? DNA info report a woman who fell on leaky Hudson Yards subway station to sue MTA, lawyer says. Apparently she's suing because she's noting that the accident that she had on an escalator was caused by water dripping from the ceiling of a leaky prone at a train station. So, hey, woman, I just wait for that attorney to take all the money that they collect. I can't say that because that's what's going to happen. So, yep, you'll get a small sum, and it'll take 10 years to collect, and we'll see what happens on that. But, yeah. Anyone surprised? I don't think so. Here's another accident. Man injured in fall from third-floor escalator at Mall of America. Apparently, a man was injured when he fell from a third-floor escalator at the Mall of America, reports say. 25-year-old man was riding the escalator down near Best Buy when he fell around 2:30 p.m. I'm sure there are video recording of this. Hopefully it doesn't find itself online. I don't know what it is with young people. I swear to you, my son, who is 16, when he was 15, every time we would go to see a movie, there literally would be a long walkway outside. Okay, so it was an outside staircase, I should say, with a long handrail, and every time he just felt it upon himself like he wanted to slide down the thing. And I'm like, dude, don't do it. What is wrong with you? And I'd literally scream at him. He'd be like, no, it's okay. I'm okay. I can do it. I'm like, you know what's going to happen? You're going to slide. I said, if you're going to do that, let me get it on video so at least I can catch when you've actually killed yourself and post it online. Not that I would want that to happen, but, that's the kind of thing that would happen. Because I just envision him like sliding at the bottom and then launching off like over the side and then just basically breaking his neck. I'm telling you, stupid people do stupid things, and if this is Darwinism in action, then so be it. Because there's another one in there that just drives me crazy. Little girl loses 5 fingers in escalator accident. Check this image out. This is the one that's driving me nuts. Okay, it's coming from mirror.uk. Okay, check this video out. It's a little tiny girl. Grandpa's right behind her, just watching her as she falls, as they get on the escalator. Or maybe as they get on. Let's play this. See if I can play it without blasting everybody's ears out. Let me see if I can just shut that down.
Verizon is the #1 network.
I like Ricky Gervais. He's doing a good job with the Verizon ads, isn't he? Yeah, we're not going to play him. Okay, let's see here. Come on, you can do it. Get through your ad. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Grandpa, you should know better on this. You should totally know better than this. Okay, this is not... Okay, let's see here. Almost there, almost there. Daily Mirror. Slow to load. Warning, this video contains content that some viewers may find disturbing. Okay, so here's the video. Oh, they're getting off. They're getting off. Okay, so the little child is being held. All right. Oh, they're walking down the... Oh, no, they're going down. Okay. And now the little girl walks back. And... Oh, gosh, no. Oh. So what you're witnessing is that this little girl literally... And it stopped, but this little girl basically walked onto a down escalator at the bottom of it and fell into it and lost 5 fingers. Little tiny fingers. Little tiny fingers. Oh. People. Does an escalator step tread look as if it's safe to like let a child play on? It's totally safe. But if you just looked at the space in between the treads, I mean, you're talking about like a 2-year-old's little finger that could possibly fit in there. Oh my gosh. Unbelievable. Oh, this is with heavy heart. I share these articles. Okay, Fox News reporting, another elevator malfunction closes Washington Monument. Unfortunately, this elevator has been in the news way too often. And what happens when the elevator goes down is that, it's just the monument closes. Bad for elevator people out there, and hopefully they can get it fixed. But they do have to repair it. So I'm not sure what the repair is, but it'd be nice if they shared some of that. I think the last one might have been an encoder or something like that. So anyway, yeah, I'd like to know a little more about that. Okay, the state of Tennessee hires new elevator inspectors, one of them being a woman, which I think is awesome. So that is great. Good article here, WGNSradio.com reporting. So I think that's pretty cool. Anytime I see women in our industry, I think it's awesome, because it is not an industry that you can do very well like that. So, a contract awarded for Carlsbad Caverns National Park. Apparently, a contract had been awarded. What I don't quite get, apparently the work to be performed must include more than just elevator repair, because a general contract was actually hired to do the work. And it was a company called Industrial Solutions, which is a company based in Illinois. So I don't really quite understand what's going to be done for $235,000, but something will be. Again, I guess that's just how it works. I'm assuming low bid wins these kind of contracts instead of not performance-based, but value-added bid packages, stuff like that. So anyway, interesting. Okay, construction project starts for a new elevator at the Bel Air Tower in Brockton. Enterprise.com reporting, which is always a good thing. And this is with one of 2 elevators down since last year. Residents and visitors at the 10-story Bel Air Tower have complained about the log jam as they wait in the lobby to get to their rooms. I hate the log jam. Didn't know it had an official name. That's why I take the stairs. Spent my college years basically trying to get up and down buildings, and instead just took the stairs. Made a lot more sense. Okay, liability questions regarding elevator. How many of you out there actually have watched your local county board officials do business? And you kind of scratch your head going, whoa, seems like whatever. Well, here's an interesting article coming from the benitolink.com. Basically talking about the elevators that have been out of service at the jail. Not the jail, the sheriff's building, I guess, or some building that's a government building, mainly because of maintenance contract issues with the company that which the whole thing is nuts. Thank goodness there's someone on the board that just says, get it done, take care of it, and be done with it. What I didn't understand is one of the articles of contention was the amount of liability that the contractor would agree to per incident, which I didn't think that fell under. I did not think that fell into a contract, because ultimately, can you do that when somebody gets injured on equipment? Can you limit the amount of payout per incident that would be? I just don't know. It was just interesting to read. It was kind of a insightful piece behind the scenes about some contract elevator contracts. So I thought it was interesting. I don't even know what my question is, so just ignore it. Not enough coffee. Okay, let's see here. I keep tuning to this one image of this guy kicking down an elevator door and falling down the elevator. Matt, here we go. Man caught on video kicking elevator door and then falling into shaft. I have no idea what this guy was doing. The Sun.com reporting. He's obviously upset, totally mad at some dude. Took it out in the elevator door, kicked it in, and then I don't know what he did, but he fell into the elevator shaft. Man. Again, Darwinism. If there was a lion in Africa and this guy was in the middle of a field, he would be taken. He would be dinner. So how can you stop stupid people from doing stupid things? I just don't know. Next article, elevatorworld.com has a great piece from Risha Sturgeon-Hendrick regarding training in the long road. And Risha makes some excellent points and also notes that the feature for this month in Elevator World magazine is education and training, which is something should be part of everybody's, workday and work ethic, no matter what. You should always continue to try to improve yourself, work hard, work smart, and work safe. So a good piece on that. Nice to see that out on their Elevator World page. So very cool. Okay, NASA International is coming to Chicago for the Central Spring Workshop next week. Also, the Chicago Elevator Association is next week as well. Looking forward to seeing many of you who come for the CEA meeting the night before. I think it'll be very a good meeting. Anybody needing QEI credits or recertification, whatnot stuff, they can definitely help you out. And it's for a value. For the price, you can't beat it. The Chicago Elevator Association meeting link is also in the show notes. If you want to attend, please do so by RSVPing by completing the form in the link of the show notes. All right. Well, that's going to do it for the show, everybody. I'm going to give away our prize pack giveaway. It's a $100 Visa gift card, which is awesome. And appreciate all the companies that have donated goodies and tchotchkes for the prize pack giveaway. As always, your support is definitely totally appreciated. So thank you for that. And we're going to enter the random number generator here. Okay, enter the low and the high number. And 12856 is the winner. Let me get over the email list. Okay, and the winner is Quinn. Quinn is a mechanic in, looks like Massachusetts. You reside in Massachusetts, Quinn. Congratulations on your win. I will be contacting you shortly regarding where to send the email or the prize pack giveaway, and greatly appreciate you listening to the program. As always, if you want to show or figure out how you can win, go over to elevatorradioshow.com and you can basically sign up for the e-newsletter or go to the Facebook page, and we will cross-link that there as well. Well said. All right, everybody, be safe out there. Have a great rest of the week. Share the show and the links if you so choose, and let's make sure we can do our part to minimize the number of airtime elevators, escalators, moving walkways are in the news. All right, everybody, take care. Have a great rest of the week. Be safe, and think spring. Take care. Bye-bye.